Hey everybody, welcome back to Geektopia Island. We're here for a new Kevin's Creations. I'm your host Kevin.
And I'm William.
And we're here presenting the new Kirik Rerik with his unsealed ability. We did Shayla last week, now we got the other one, the red Kirik.
And we even got a request in the
yeah,
comments.
we got a couple requests to do show a Kirik deck. He's pretty crazy. He's pretty fun the way he does things. His new God's art is super good. So let's delve right into it, guys.
Alright, yep. The start of the game here.
Alright, Kirik, he is a red ruler. He's got energized red. Judgments for 3, 2 red and 1. He starts the game with 10 counters on him. 10 strength counters. You can tap, put X counters where X is 10 minus the amount of counters on him. So essentially you're going to go up to 10
all the time.
All the time,
yeah.
And then he has this front side unsealed, which is remove 2 strength counters from him. Look at the top 5. Put a battle arts from among them into your hand after you reveal it. And you can do this once per turn and only on your turn.
Yep.
It's super good just because you get to free dig for any of the spells. They're not really free, but I mean you get a free card.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. So when he judgments into a 12-10 with precision. A lot of people miss that, but he's got it. When he enters the field on this turn, you can put X strength counters on, where X is 15 minus the ones currently on it.
So you get 5 more, which is nice.
He has the ability to remove 5 strength counters from him to shoot a J/Resonator for 5. And then his God's art is you pay a red, remove 7 strength counters from him. Look at the top 7 of your deck. You may put a dragon from among them into the field, then put the rest in your graveyard. And this card gets +10/+10 till the end of turn.
Which is pretty nice. Pretty hot.
So the turn your God's arting, you're just gonna you're gonna get there.
Yeah. You're gonna be hurting him.
So the fun thing with his God's art is it can happen on either turn. So if you really need to save him on their turn, you can do that.
Yeah.
Or you can get a free dude. And that's just a cute little thing, because most of the dragons either cost 5 or greater, most of them. And this way you get 1 for 1 mana instead of 5.
Nice.
Why not?
And you were also talking about a little trick with the strength counters.
Okay,
right?
so Kirik gets a fun little ability.
Yep.
Okay, so when you judgment, you put that on the stack. He can tap on the front side to add up to 10 counters on him. So I mean, you get back to 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Then his judgment goes through, and on the back side, his end of play triggers happens, which puts the 15 on there. In response to that, you can then shoot off 5 counters to shoot 2 dudes for 500, or 1 dude for 10. Then you get your other trigger of the 15 counters back. So you get to essentially shoot 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 damage the turn you judgment.
Yeah.
If you really need to.
If you need to.
Not a lot can survive when Kirik gets to judgment like that. It's silly. He's silly on that side. But
I mean, he is a very angry little dragonoid.
Yeah, but once he's on the judgment side or the ruler side, the J ruler, he cannot get counters again. He can't tap to get counters. He only does it on the other side. So whatever's on him is whatever's on him.
Yeah.
So just remember that when you're trying to do things.
So use that 15 wisely.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
With that, we'll get into the Resonators.
All right. This one is just so good. There's not much synergy except that you're just beating them down, right?
Yeah.
It's a Sylvia, the green-red one. 6/6, of course, swiftness. So it comes into play, swing immediately, and whenever she swings, target dude can't attack or block.
Yeah.
So
2 mana 6/6 with haste. It's just really good.
All
day. Don't block.
Yeah. All right, then we'll actually jump in the Dragonoids, the good synergy here. It's Sylvia as well, but the Slave Girl, 1 red, 4/4, has Awakening, so I do believe when it's like you pay it with her original cost,
yes.
Right? So what, 5, 6, 7, if you have 8 mana, you can do this. Comes into play and you get 16 1/1 counters. So she's a 20/20, basically. Yeah. So when this has a 1/1 counter, it has Flying, Swiftness, Precision, and Pierce, as long as it has 1 1/1 counter on it. Yeah. So there's little tricks that we have to just activate that part.
I mean, a 1/1 that could potentially get way bigger later.
Yeah.
All day. And if it has a counter, it gets Swiftness too.
Yeah.
Thanks. And it's another Sylvia, because it's Sylvia. Everyone loves Sylvia. Like, let's get real.
Alright, the next Draconoid here, Viola. The Treacherous Maiden. What is she here for?
Alright, so she's from the... Sylvia the Slave Girl and Viola are both from the starter deck of Time Spinning Witch. Viola the Treacherous Maiden, I didn't like her at first, and then one of the locals told me more about it, and I read it, and I was like, oh my god, this card is broken. So it's 2 mana quick cast for 6/6. When she comes into play, target resonator you control gets +2/+2 and becomes a Dragonoid until the end of turn.
And flying as well.
And flying. And then you can remove... You can banish this card and then remove up to 2 cards from their single graveyard from the game. So if you really need to, you can remove their spot things that you don't want getting back. But mostly in this deck, you're going to be using it to flash it in and give something +2/+2 flying and become a dragon.
Yep, either to block or attack or just anything. Any of whatever she needs to be.
And it just gets you the free extra damage that you need to get there. And my god, it hits a J Resonator. So giving Kirik flying on his God's Art turn, that's 24 damage.
Yeah. Just like that.
Hey, what's up? You can't deal with this because you ain't got no flying.
Yeah,
She's super good.
There's another card that actually recovers your resident.
Yeah.
So you're just like, bow, bow, you're dead.
Yeah.
You're just dead.
Yeah, we'll get to that point in a second.
Yeah. Got too excited there.
Yeah.
Now, what about Environmental Researcher? We've had this card before on a previous deck.
I personally love this card. It's mostly why it's in there. By no means is it anything like crazy good.
Yeah.
I just really like it and I wanted to use it. It's 4/4, 5 with flying. When it comes into play, you get a 10/10 flyer dragon with it. So
14
in essence,
power with
14 flying for 5 mana.
Yeah.
Not the best, but it's cool and I love the picture. And it's a Dragonoid in this deck, and that plays real well with the next Dragonoid we got, which is Viola.
She's really good. Cost 3,
God.
2 white and colorless, 8/8. Now, we've had her before, but it's only to take out the astral counter off of J-Roller. Hey, but she can do other things too, right? So let's see. Other ancients and Dragonoids you control get +2/+2.
Yeah.
And there's another special thing, right?
Yeah, when she comes into play, you can either choose to remove the astral from your ruler to heal it, or you can return a 2-drop Dragonoid from your graveyard to your field.
Yeah. So if they get rid of just any of your earlier dudes, bam, just here we go.
Oh, you killed my first Sylvia, the 1-drop? Great, it's back.
Yeah.
Or you're like, great, my Viola that you killed, it's fun because you're like, hey, do this, banish this Viola to remove 2 things, play Viola, get her back. This thing gets +4/+4 that 1 turn.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome.
She's just really good, and we're actually utilizing all of her other abilities in this deck.
Yeah.
And you get the added bonus that if Kirik dies, you can read Judgment.
Yeah. And the fact Kirik is a Dragonoid as well, so he gets the +2/+2.
Yeah, and he gets a free +2/+2 all day.
Nice. Now what about the big Papa Dragons?
Alright, so we do have some dragons for the Kirik God's Art ability. We're going to start with the littlest one first. And that's the other Sylvia Gill from the Vingoff 3. Again, one of those cards that's not really that good in everything, but I like it and I wanted to use it. It's 3 mana for an 8/7 flyer. Awakening of a green. When it comes into play, you get a 5/5 as long as you pay the Awakening. She gains swiftness if your J-Ruler is the actual Sylvia. That's never going to happen right now in Standard or in New Frontiers because we don't have the new Sylvia.
Yeah.
But 4 mana, you get 2 dudes. 8/7 flyer and a 5/5 flyer.
Yep.
Seems pretty good to me.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you can't get her off of the God's Art, so it's a little better to get an extra dude. You can't kick it off, you can't awaken it from the God's Art, sadly. Otherwise, they'd be real good.
Yeah.
But...
I just need to pay this 1 green for an extra 5/5.
Yeah. Awakening does have to come from your hand, sadly. You have to actually cast the card. But, in terms of big dudes, we got a Healing Wind Dragon, which is a 12/12 flyer for 5. Comes into play, you gain 10 life.
Just good.
It's just good utility because you're like, hey, I'm dying, I'm getting some life.
Yeah. And you get a big old blocker for that turn.
Yep. One of the locals already told me he doesn't like it. I mean, it's okay. And it is a dead card in my hand, but I also have Dimension Dragon Nidhogg. I just think it's hilarious because you're like, God's Art, get a 12/12 flyer, remove all your lowest dudes. I did it against my roommate. and removed like 4 dudes, and he was just like, well, shit, what do I do? I mean, the turn you God's Art and hit it, great. Otherwise, this card is totally dead because you can't play it. It's a catch-22. Let's do it, or let's not.
And we have one, right?
Yeah,
so
it's just one,
good.
so I mean, it's there. And you have 7 chances to get it, so cool. And then the next one I got 2 of is Evil Dragon Hellblaze. He's a 12-12 flyer for 5. When he comes into play, you search your deck for any 2 crests and put them into play. That's really all he does.
Yep.
But with that, we move into the spells, which let's get the crest.
Yeah, the crest out of the way. Magic Crest of Light. 1 white. Comes into play. Distribute 4 counters among 4 different Resonators. So, you know, you just need 1 counter on Sylvia, or maybe turn 2, you have 4 counters on her. So she's a 8/8 flying, swiftness, precision, pierce.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome.
Turn 2, that's the biggest thing I had for this is turn 1 her, turn 2 that stone, or that crest.
Yeah.
Awesome. Against my roommate, I said turn 1 Sylvia, turn 2 Sylvia, turn 3 Magic Crest, Magic Crest. And he was all, I can't deal with this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, you get there really quick.
Which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
And this one is also a creature, but you only want to use it as a spell, right?
Pretty much.
The Sprinting Flame Horse. It's a 2/2, blah, whatever, but it has inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 red, discard this card, target J/Resonator gets +2/+2, and swiftness until end of turn.
It's there to give Kirik his God's Art the turn he judgments.
Yeah.
So if you have 5 mana, you get to go ham that turn. Because you pay 3 to judgment, you pay the 1 to give him haste and +2/+2, and then you swing. If they don't block, you're just like, great, God's Art. He gets another +10/+10 for the extra 1 mana. So 5 mana, you're swinging 12, 22, 24. And if you have a ruler, you're 26.
Yep.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
All day.
And this one, the tricks that we were talking about recovering your J roller here. 1 white, 2. 1 white, 1 colorless, Dragon Power. Quick cast, and then you force roll.
Yeah.
What else with this?
Alright, so it force rolls, you roll X, or roll whatever, and it gets +X/+0, where X is the dice roll.
Which is good.
Recover that Resonator if it's a Dragonoid. So all the Dragonoids we went over earlier, which A is your ruler, Viola, Environmental Researcher, Viola, or the Slave Girl. All of those are Dragonoids, so all of them can be hit by Dragon Power and recover.
Yeah.
You can still use Dragon Power on another dude, just to give it the +X to get there, but you don't get to recover it. So that's the only issue with that. Yeah. But mainly, if you get the turn to do it, you're just like, swing Kirik. God's Art, Dragon Power before damage, so he untaps and gets the free extra damage on top.
Yeah.
Then you get to swing again.
And you win, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, if they're still surviving after his God's Art and a Dragon Power that turn...
They drew very well.
Yeah, they're doing something right. Alright, but with that, we'll move into some of the other stuff we got. I have 4 miscalculations. That's like the main kill of the deck.
Just good.
1 mana quick cast, destroy target attacking Resonator.
Okay, cool, thanks.
Great. 0's Magic Light for 1, awesome.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be 0, great. And then the Battle Arts. So, I got a couple that I use. I'm only using 1 from the new set, Twin Dragon Claw, and it's 4 mana. It's not a quick cast, sadly. It's just normal speed, but as an additional cost, remove X strength counters. And this card deals X damage to up to 2 target Resonators. I chose it over the other just because it gets rid of 2 dudes instead of just 1.
Yeah.
I mean, Hellflame is good, but if you're removing X to deal damage, you might as well just shoot 2 dudes for X instead of 1 dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know which is better yet. Like, in my opinion, the Battle Arts are kind of lacking on Kirik. That's his kind of fall, like his lacking area. But he's got a couple of really good ones that I like. Another one I got is Play Dead. And it's 1 mana quick cast. As an additional cost, remove X, where X is the cost of the creature you target. So, target Resonator X or less. When this card would die, or would get put into a graveyard from the field, put it into the field instead.
Yep.
So, let's say you block with a Viola, or whatever. You block with a Viola, and it's going to die. You're like, Play Dead. She dies and comes back. You get to get back a free Slave Girl.
Yeah.
Great.
Pretty awesome.
Or you get to heal your ruler if you've already been past all that. I just like Play Dead because it saves your dude for 1 mana.
Yeah.
Like 1 mana save my dude.
And
awesome.
You're probably always going to have strength counters by that point. So
yeah.
It's always good just to save your dude.
And then the best battle art, in my opinion, is Cross Counter. Because it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
1 mana quick cast. As additional cost, remove X from your J ruler. Prevent the next 400 damage multiplied by X.
Yeah, 400 times X.
That would be dealt to target J/Resonator or yourself this turn. Usually prevent damage cards are bad. They just are. unless their prevent damage pocket is enormous.
Yeah.
Which this one is ridiculous. And this one's good because it's not from the next source, it's from this whole turn. And it's just like a full bubble. So like if you remove 6 counters, it prevents 24 damage from you or your J Resonator.
Yeah.
So almost always you're just like, great, all your dudes are gonna get through, I'll prevent the next 24 damage dealt to me this turn.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's just super strong for what it can do for 1 mana. Prevent that much damage?
Exactly.
Seems good. And you get a free chance to make 10 extra counters to make it even more.
Yeah.
All the time. Done. That's it really as the main board cards. The battle arts are there. They're okay, but they're nothing crazy.
Yeah.
They're just there to help support the dragon. That's really it. The lands, I have 4 of the red-green stone, 4 of the white-red stone, and then 2 of the Vingolf 3 white-red stone that as the magic counters, sparkling fire magic stone. And it reduces, you produce a red if you remove a magic counter from it. The stones aren't like, they're not terrible. Most of this deck is mainly red-white. And
yeah, splash.
I have very little green, and all the green is only 1 pillar of
yeah.
green, so you just need 1 of those stones. Alright, and with sideboard, I don't have it put in cards yet, but I know more or less what I'm going to put in there. I got Flying Drill, which is his way of killing flyers and getting rid of them pretty easily.
Yes. So throughout your creatures with flying can get through. Definitely.
Yeah, to get rid of all of those dudes, to clear my path. Another one that does that really well is Lumia's Judgment. It kills literally everything. Additions, resonators, everything. We got Zero Circle of Protection. God, that was hard. Gives you choose a color, your dudes get barrier of that color. So
that's good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I don't want to die to black or any of the blue cards or any bounce spells. Again, I have another one like Magic Sweets. Dude gets +2/+2 in barrier.
Yep, for 1 white.
It'll never not be good.
Yeah. It's so good.
I mean, it's just good. Couple cards that I totally forgot were even a card, and I don't know how or why, is Ultra Dragon from the new set. That dude should be in this deck, and once I like switch it up a little bit, it will be. It's 3 red for a 10/10, pro black, pro blue. And when that dude comes into play that's not from your hand, or when a dude comes into play your opponent's controls that's not from their hand, that dude takes 20.
Yeah. So it destroys Sylvia, right?
Yeah, it destroys Rachel from the Lumia Rachel deck. It destroys all kinds of anything that come into play doing things that don't need to be doing things. And then when I put him in, the sideboard will contain 1 or 2 of the Ultra Dragon Sphere. I don't know how many I get, but that's the 5 mana. It's free if you control Ultra Dragon, and you tap him, and he deals, I think, 20 to the board, or 10 to the board.
Oh, yeah.
The fun part about that with him is if you do that, you're just like, great, play dead on my Ultra Dragon. So Ultra Dragon gets to shoot the board away, and gets to come back. Awesome. And then another card that I looked at to play in here was Scarlet's Vision. It's 3 mana. Target dude gets +4/+0 as a chant. When it attacks, it shoots its power equal to its power to target Resonator.
Oh, nice.
So I really liked it because putting that on a Sylvia, on the can't block Sylvia, is totally ridiculous. And it's totally spawned me into another deck that I'm going to build at some point in time with the Dust Girl. So be on the lookout for that. We got a couple of those coming up. It's just going to be real fun. But yeah, I don't know the exact numbers of the sideboard cards yet. I know Lumia's Judgment will be at least 2 because the card's good. But we'll see what happens, and I'll get a sideboard going. I'll let you know. But we'll see what happens when I play this. Thanks for coming to Geektopia Island today. Yep. It's new Kevin's Creations. Again, I'm your host, Kevin.
And I'm William.
And thanks for staying. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and keep up to date with our future content.
And please join us on our social media and check us out on Twitch.